ほい。よし。ほい。ほい。はっ。よし。しっ。スクエッシー。スクエッシー。
No! Ready, set, ready, set,
fine. This wasn't in my simulations.
Adapt, focus, execute. That's how you win. That's how I win.
Your technique was, what's the human term? Mid?
Leo, ready, set, go!
Actually pulled it off? I mean, of course I did.
Lyra, ready, set, go!
Adapt, focus, execute. That's how you win. That's how I win.
Orion, ready, set, go!
That was a blast! You up for a rematch later?
Series, ready, set, go!
I zoned out for a bit. Hope I didn't miss anything important.
Vela, ready, set, go!
That was cute. Now vanish like the rest. Hey, little guy.
There.
Hey there, buddy.
Cute.